Hey guys, I know it's sooner for another video, but talking to John, we realized that we had left out a couple of holiday movies, and then John came up with a great concept, not a concept, description of one movie that he says is a Christmas movie. But before we get into that one, the ones that we did leave out, Edward Scissorhands, Gremlins, and Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Just the first one, though, not 2 through 4. Did we mention Cobra last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just gotta, like, re-mention Stallone. I hope he's out there. By the way, Stallone and his brother are a little crazy. They like to make Instagram videos of them messing with a Rocky statue that they had, but it's like busted up and everything. So his brother made a video of him like, hey Sly, there's somebody I want you to meet, somebody I think you know. Then he like opens the door to the car, and Stallone looks in and he sees like the top part of the body of his Rocky statue, like, and he goes, oh my God, Rocky, what happened to you?
I saw that video. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I saw that video. I thought it was funny. But, I didn't know. I found this out years later, obviously, because I was younger when the Rocky movies came out. Mm-hmm. Except for Rocky Balboa, Creed, and Creed 2. But in the first few Rocky movies, Stallone's brother is his stunt double in the movies. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how Tom Hanks' brother. He may not look like Tom Hanks. He doesn't, not really, because he's bald. But he sounds like him. So when they can't get Tom Hanks to narrate something for Toy Story or one of the Toy Story shorts or anything else, they ask him to do it because he sounds similar to what Tom Hanks sounds like.
The Hankses. I was trying to think of another, like, I was remembering this John Travolta movie. I think it was, I want to say it was Staying Alive, I think. Where, it was either that or it was Saturday Night Fever, but I'm pretty sure it was Staying Alive.
Okay. Staying Alive is the sequel to Saturday Night Fever, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it was just like, it was one of the two, where there's a point when John Travolta is walking down the street, you know, like thinking, he's like in his own zone, and he bumps into a guy in a big fur coat, and the guy kind of like looks back at him, and it's Sylvester Stallone. Because I guess his brother was like the director or something of the movie. He was the part, so they put Sly in the movie. Just a little cameo. It was good.
If you want to talk about small cameos, one that we didn't mention, but I was thinking of just now. We talked about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in the previous video. Holiday movie, Thanksgiving, John Candy, Steve Martin. Cameo, Kevin Bacon. He's got like maybe 1 or 2 lines. He just needs to catch a cab. That's his whole bit in the movie. But the cab that he takes was going to be Steve Martin's cab.
Another couple of Christmas movies. Before we get to my viewpoints on a different movie that makes it a Christmas movie. But 2 more Christmas movies, actually. I mean, technically 3, but I don't really like the last one. Is Home Alone.
I think that's a given.
But I don't like the last one. I was because we were mentioning holiday movies and we didn't.
Wait, you don't like Home Alone 2?
No, 3.
Okay, you do realize that the franchise goes Home. You're gonna okay. Home Alone 2, Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4.
I don't count the 4th one as anything.
I don't know if they made it part 5.
You know that other movie that we don't talk about? That certain Batman movie that we don't talk about? That's like what this is. Home Alone 4.
We don't talk about certain Batman movies for a reason.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Home Alone 4, we don't talk about. It was significantly worse than the 3rd one. And the 3rd one was considerably bad. I think the bad guys were the only part about the 3rd one that I actually liked.
What a lot of people don't know, Home Alone 3, it was going to feature Macaulay Culkin again.
Should have.
He was going to do it But I think it was the storyline that just, and then he had all that
health
trouble.
issues. Yeah. But I mean, one thing, you know what?
Okay, for a second I thought this was Dr. Pepper, and I realized it's still my tea.
Home Alone does go past those movies, though.
I think they made a part 5.
But
You want to pull your phone out and see if there's a part 5?
It's not part 5.
No, I'm saying I think there might be more than those 4.
Oh no, but I'm not talking about part 5 though. There's another Home Alone. It's not talked about. It's probably 3 minutes long.
Yes, I like it. I like the fact that Daniel Stern had a good enough sense of humor about it, where he made his own little video, as a response. I thought that was cool.
But I mean, you're thinking the commercial, right? There was they did a commercial for Home Alone because Christmas and everything. I forget what the commercial was for. It was like home security or something like that. But they actually featured Macaulay Culkin in it after he'd gotten better from all his health issues, and he was like getting much more full in the face. His hair was cut to.
He also cut back on his smoking.
Yeah. So he was like picturesque Kevin McAllister grown up. And they copied the whole scene where he has like the stand-ups of like Jordan and everything going around in his house, and it was good. It was classic. I loved it.
I want to say it was about 3 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm gonna mention it. The Christmas.
You
movie.
don't have to mention it just now. Okay. Well, pull your phone out and see if there's another. After Home Alone 4, if there is actually a Home Alone 5.
I'd like to advertise the Android phone. Happy holidays. While I'm looking this up, you guys can feel free to go get yourself some popcorn, whatever, man. Christmas cookies. Alright, let's see. Home Alone 5.
What?
There's a Home Alone 5.
Oh, what year did it come out?
2012. Home Alone.
Hey,
the
wait.
Holiday Heist.
Oh my god. Okay, I know one of those Home Alones features French Stewart.
Yeah, that's 4.
Okay.
Home Alone 4 features Mr. French Stewart. This one, I guess Malcolm McDowell.
Not gonna lie. Pretty sure I've seen that one.
I have not. And
Don't.
judging by the ratings, I don't think I want to.
Yeah. But these are all. I know. Eyes Wide Shut might also be considered a Christmas movie.
Yeah. And there are plans apparently for
Home Alone 6?
Home Alone 6 in 2021.
What did it say? Breaking news.
Home Alone 6 is a 2021 direct-to-DVD, no surprise, sequel to Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4, and Home Alone The Holiday Heist.
Okay, when you paused when you said direct sequel to Home Alone, right. And then there was that pause and wait, what about Home Alone 2? And then you're Home Alone 2?
Actually, to be honest, that's the way that I first read it in my head, was like, this directed to Home Alone, and I was like, yeah, okay, so it's going to be right in the middle of Home Alone 2, that's tight.
But Home Alone and Home Alone 2 take place a year apart.
Hey, man, it won't be a Christmas movie this time. It'll be Home Alone the Halloween movie. I don't know. But apparently it's going to be the final installment of the Home Alone franchise, at least as far as they've said on here.
Speaking of, what did, I want to know, and there's a bunch of fan theories out there, what did Kevin's dad do for a living when he can afford a trip to Paris and fly like 14 people over there?
Not gonna.
Because his brother Uncle Frank, Kevin said it in part 2. Ooh, don't mean to mess up your trip, Mr. Cheapskate. And he never paid for anything. The pizzas, $126 plus tip. And Frank's just like, oh, no cash, traveler's checks. And even Macaulay Culkin's mom, Catherine O'Hara, don't worry, Frank, we have cash. Because she knows how he is. What did Kevin's dad do to afford such a trip?
Funny enough, I've actually had this discussion before with a completely different group because it was one of those things. A friend of mine, because it was getting so close to Christmas, he actually put up a post that said that. It was like, he's able to take like so many people. What does his dad do? Look at the house they live in. What does his dad do for a living? And apparently, like,
Check this out. 4-story house. Basement, the first floor, second floor, and then the third floor / they turned it into a room we know as an attic.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently, people looking into it have said that his father was probably like an investment banker. He was like big, like Wall Street kind of a guy. That's what he did. And then his mother, because of all the mannequins that they had inside the house, that it was speculated that his mother was probably a fashion designer. And so those two jobs, high-paying jobs, I mean, like big buck jobs, is probably the reason that they actually had such a big house. And though I will say this, I don't understand why they had such a big house, because it was really just Mom, Dad, Kevin, and Buzz, and that was it. Like the rest of the family lived other places and then went to their house so they could all be in the same place to take the shuttle to go to the airport.
Or were Frank's kids. Fuller.
Yeah. But Fuller.
Fuller and then the little girl above Fuller, because they both wore glasses.
But those were his brother's kids, and like they didn't
Frank's
live there.
kids.
But they didn't live there, right?
Yeah.
They did.
Well, I'm saying they didn't live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the aunt and the uncle and all the cousins didn't live there, so the house, that 4-story house, only consisted of 4 people that actually lived there all year round.
One of the girls, one of Kevin's sisters.
Kevin had a sister? I legitimately only thought it's been like probably like 4 or 5 years since I've seen the movie, but I thought he only had like, because I knew Buzz was his brother, because specifically, Buzz, I'm in your room, I'm going through your stuff. Why don't you come out here and beat my...
Why don't you come over here and pound me?
Yeah, pound me. I thought he said, nah, never mind. Why don't you come out and pound me? But like, so you knew Buzz was living in the house, was his brother, which always weirded me out because he was so different. I mean, like, it's like he was so weird. I don't know.
Ironically enough, they never show Kevin's room.
Nope.
Except for the one scene where he puts the map down and he moves all the micro machines out of the way. Because by then, Buzz's room is destroyed. Remember, because he climbs up the shelving and it just cracks. But they never show Kevin's room except for that one scene.
Yeah, because he was moved out of his room, which is weird. He's moved out of his room and put in the attic to sleep, even though they've got a 4-story house and there's only 14 people in there. I mean, Mom and Dad had their own room. There's room for the aunt and the uncle.
And he sleeps in their room when he's there by himself. Mm-hmm.
And Buzz has his own room. Like, Buzz didn't have to share his room. So they just basically took over Kevin's room to put his cousins in, or his aunt and his uncle in. And he had to sleep in the attic. I would have made the eldest child give up their room. Like, that would have been like the code.
Not only that, okay.
So he had bed.
When did that come out? 92?
Mm-hmm. Well, when did Buck come out?
Uncle Buck? Oh, that was before Home Alone.
Yeah, but like...
You want to check Professor Google really quick?
Professor Google. Like I said, folks, now that you've actually had your popcorn, since I searched the last time, want to get yourselves a drink. Alright, let's just type in Home Alone. 1990.
Okay, so Uncle Buck would have to be 88, 89.
Uncle Buck. '89.
You're welcome.
1 year before.
Well,
And-
John Hughes really.
I was thinking that's insane though, because if you think about it, he wasn't like that. He was only like a year older between the two different movies, right? But height wise,
Well, he
Macaulay
shot
was
up.
like Macaulay was like really short in Uncle Buck, and then he gained at least a foot when.
Yeah.
God, that kid.
If you think, I grew up a little differently than kids today, but that movie came out in 1990. Very different time. The way he talks to his parents and the fact neither of his parents backhand him says a lot. You know, because there's some, get out the bed, go pack your bags. Why don't you make me? All right, upstairs. I am upstairs, dummy. Yes or no? Am I wrong?
No,
Am I wrong?
like that was like the years of like taking off the belt and coming after you with it. That was like
I grew up in a Mexican household, so it wasn't the belt, it was the chancla or whatever spatula was in their hand at the time when they were cooking, or, you know, the hand.
my grandma beat me with a switch.
I shouldn't laugh at that, I'm sorry.
Long twig from the yard. If you guys know what a switch is, then yeah. And the worst part about it was, and this is no joke, she would have us go get it for her, and then she would take off the leaves, not the thorns on it, the leaves, and then she would beat us with a thorny switch.
Alright, so, but does that, you see where I'm going with it though? Don't get me wrong, I understand. I enjoyed the movies. I like watching them, they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it was, and I like, one thing that always gets me is how people start dissecting a movie. Oh, that really happened. Oh, that's so Hollywood. Well, it's storytelling at the end of the day. It's, you know, the suspension of disbelief. Yes, if you get hit in the head with an iron, you're going to crack your skull.
Yeah.
If you get hit in the head with an iron and then a paint can, you are looking at Concussion City.
If you have your head toasted by a blowtorch,
Your hair's not growing back.
you're not just gonna stand there. Oh, like that's skin getting burned off.
Not only that, but remember, he's wearing his beanie. So his beanie's just not going to go up in the smoke. The material it's made out of is going to melt onto his skin. Yes, it's the suspension of disbelief.
Merry Christmas, people.
Yeah.
Think of these images as you're watching the movie.
You know what?
And don't think of it with like a.
My favorite, I hate to say it, and I don't mean to interrupt. One of my favorite scenes out of both those movies is Marv. Daniel Stern is perfect for that role. Because it takes place in part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Marv is trying to find some, because he just went through, he slipped and all the paint cans fell on him, so he's looking for some water so he could wash off his face. And he grabs the sink knobs. Kevin turns up the electricity, and he starts getting shocked. And he's screaming and everything, and at one point, just the skeleton shows up. Of course it does, because it's just funny, and it's good-natured humor.
And the skeleton still has hair.
And the skeleton's hair, but he's still got Daniel Stern's fro and sideburns. That was perfect.
God, he's such an underrated actor. Man.
Daniel Stern wrote a movie, and I agree. Daniel Stern's underrated. He was in City Slickers, Rookie of the Year, and just a bunch of other obscure movies.
Bushwhacked.
I loved Bushwhacked as a kid.
That was a great movie. It's so funny.
Not only that, ironically enough, he goes hiking in shoes kind of like the ones you're wearing right now. and it's even great because he's in a leather jacket and, he pretends to be a scoutmaster and he's not. And
It's
such
classic,
an
man.
outlandish movie. But that's at the same time when Camp Nowhere with Christopher Lloyd came out. Heavyweights. With Ben Stiller and Jerry Stiller.
Oh man, Jerry Stiller. Another guy I think is severely underrated.
Yeah. He was...
One of the best parts of Seinfeld is what he was.
You know what? Since you brought that up, there's a blooper reel that's been making its rounds, and and it's Jerry Stiller, Jason Alexander, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have those three, and George has been arrested. And Jerry Stiller and Elaine Bennett are about to go at it. And she looks at him. He starts it off, and he goes, "My son's not bright enough to come up with a scheme like this." And she goes, "You got that right." And he goes, "What the hell does that mean?"
I can't even hear his voice.
It's his delivery. Because Elaine Bennis, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she starts cracking up. And then Jason Alexander, same thing, he starts laughing. And Jerry Stiller is trying to keep it, but he just starts laughing. And they have to do it again. So they do it again. And this time, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is there. And she goes, "You got that right." He goes, "What the hell does that mean?" But a completely different delivery, and it happens again. Like, everybody just starts cracking up. But that's the brilliance. And I know brilliance is a very strong word, but that's just, with one line, what Jerry Stiller was able to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget, since we're talking about holiday movies, Festivus for the rest of us. And George tries to get out of it, because you know how George is working, people are handing out cards to this or that, or you've donated to this during Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
He uses his dad's made-up holiday to do the same thing, but then he has to invite his boss to dinner. As he invites his boss to dinner, Jerry's dad, "It's not over till somebody taps out," and he's getting ready to wrestle his dad. And that was
Comedy gold.
Yes, but see, and not only that, don't get me wrong, I like Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, great movies, strong ensemble casts. Everybody has enough character development. But my thing is that they're a year apart. They did not learn the first time, we're going to go to Paris. Oh, we're going to go to Florida.
I said it before, man. Kevin McAllister has bad parents. There's horrible people. They keep forgetting him. They remember his brother. They remember, you said he had a sister. They remember his sister. But Kevin, no, he's the youngest. Forget him.
Okay. All right. True. Yes. All right. The beginning of Home Alone 2, Buzz, his parents, Uncle Frank, witness Buzz picking on him in public with the candles behind his ears and then using them as drums. He still doesn't get in trouble. Not as much trouble as Kevin does.
Mm-hmm. Because Kevin pushes him off the...
Yes, he does. Off the bleachers?
Yeah.
And he shoves them? Yeah.
And they all fall.
Yes, they did.
That's a strong little boy.
Yep.
He took down a lot of people.
And he was the only one left standing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody felt it was a
That
domino
was
effect.
fantastic.
But I have to now. I have to. Absolutely
Now?
have to. Yeah.
I thought we were having, you know what? Before you go, I will say this, what I like, because I found out where they shot Home Alone. They actually shot it inside an empty school. And in the scenes where he is running through the houses that were flooding,
Mm-hmm.
they built that inside an empty swimming pool and then just filled it up with water.
Trying to kill Kevin.
Not. You know what I mean, man.
Time to die, kid. Also, actually, that's another one. Another shout out to an awesome actor who's completely underrated, and I know this because I've only seen him in one movie, and I should look him up again. Is the guy who plays the old man in Home Alone? The guy that he's completely afraid of with the shovel.
Yes.
I mean, he has he really only has like small snippets within the movie, but like, what a character, like in those small snippets, you know.
Yes, I like how Buzz makes up a completely story that he massacred his family and.
What a little.
Well, you can't say little because he's got to be. Well, we know he's 10+ years older than Kevin in the movie.
Yeah. He deserved to be pushed off those bleachers. Okay, but
all right. We've jibber jabbered on long enough. This is actually, you know what? You can thank John for this video. Hopefully, I could get it up on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve. Stay safe. We know how times are right now, so just stay safe. Enjoy yourselves. But John sent what he's about to tell you. He sent this to me earlier today, and this is why I decided, you know what? We're gonna record today. Because it was, his explanation was too good. It's one of those where describe a movie without giving away its title. Describe a movie as boring as possible without giving away its title. It's the one where, it's like when someone was describing Finding Nemo. You remember that one?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I'm watching this one where this dad loses his entire family and wife, and he's trying to find his disabled son, and then, oh, what movie is that? Finding Nemo. So, I don't know if you can, but without giving away the title, describe it first the way you described it earlier, and then we'll give the title away at the end.
we'll give a brief pause, a little drink break, give you time to like think about it for a second about what movie you think it is, and then we'll tell you. All right. So this is, in my opinion, a complete Christmas movie. All right.
Oh my God! Yes. No, we talked about Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon's Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also gonna have to cut out the actual city where it happens because that'll give too much away as well. So I'm just gonna say the country. All right. So here's a Christmas movie. See if you guys can guess what it is. It's very Christmassy, very festive. All right. It's about...
Yeah, you could say there's a lot of red.
Yes. So it's about a magical, mystical figure who rides, you could almost say flies, to Greece with his magical reindeer. If you can call them reindeer, but they do carry his sleigh. And he goes to Greece to give presents to the Grecian people with the help of his mystical, magical elves. Give you a moment to think about it, what movie it is, and then tell you.
This is John's explanation of it earlier. Let's see if I can say it without giving it away also.
I think it'll pretty much be the same one, just remember not to say the city, the actual city. Because that'll totally give it away. Did you find it?
I think I passed it actually.
Hope you guys are thinking. You have plenty of time.
Okay, that was at noon.
My phone looked at me.
Oh, okay. I did find it. It's a Christmas movie. Magical being on a sleigh brings gifts to blank with the help of his magical, quote unquote, elves. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
See?
See? Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Well, I think
I think enough times passed where you could actually tell
the name of the movie is 300. Frank Miller's 300. Now, stay with me on this, okay? Magical Xerxes, on his magical sleigh carried by his reindeer, or slaves, rides over to Sparta, bringing gifts, the gift of earth and water, to the Spartans with the help of his elves, or immortals.
that right there, that description is why I decided to do this today. I could not help myself. That was too great. And then I did realize while we were talking about it, we did forget a couple of other movies. Oh, American Psycho also is a Christmas movie.
And every time you mention it, all I get an image of in my head is just him next to the radio with his poncho on, like, going to the beach.
Oh, you know what I like? And I'm not going to get up and do it because I've already made a goof of myself enough. No, I'm good. I'll say it for later. He's wearing the poncho, but the way he moves, you know, and then he's walking around the apartment with Jared Leto's character just sitting down too drunk to realize what's going on.
What was his character name? Do you remember?
Who's? Christian Bale?
No, Jared Leto.
I have no idea.
It was like Paul or something, where he was like
Paul Allen.
Where he was like, "Hey, Paul."
Yes. Jared Leto was Paul Allen, and Christian Bale was Patrick Bateman. Yeah. Ironically enough, he got fired from that movie. Christian Bale was fired from that movie 2 weeks into production. 2 weeks into production, and then rehired.
Probably because he yelled at somebody.
Allegedly.
Which is weird because
Allegedly.
It's weird because now I guess Tom Cruise has taken over that mantle of yelling at people.
Yes, 5 crew members have quit on his latest movie.
Well, hey man, if you're not going to practice safety and social distancing, Tom's going to let you know about it.
That's why I didn't share my chips. Don't get me wrong, like, my chips.
And that's why I don't share my fudge.
It's talking about candy.
You guys don't know. That's an inside joke, but having a lot of fudge talk really. Christmas fudge, man.
It's actual chocolate, though. It's just
Yeah.
homemade.
What were you guys thinking? Sicko.
Lethal Weapon is great. I know. We've just finally. We only segued a little bit, but we did stick to the topic of holiday movies.
Yeah, I will say as far as the Lethal Weapon, that although I like the actors who were in all the Lethal Weapons, I thought that the actor who did the most for Lethal Weapon 4 was probably Jet Li.
Yes, that was one of his. It was Lethal Weapon 4, Black Mask. I think Lethal Weapon 4 was his first Hollywood role, and that's at the same time his English was getting better and all that stuff. But he was good. He was really good in that movie.
He had like very few like lines in English, and it was like perfect for the character. I just love him like looking over somebody like, "In Hong Kong, you would be dead," and just boom, and like he just walks away. But like all he has to do is look at you.
Well, see, Tom Hardy has said the same thing. Just because you're not talking doesn't mean you're not acting, or you're also reacting to what the other person is saying. Jet Li in that movie, it was all in his face. Tom Hardy's role in The Dark Knight Rises, he's wearing a full-fledged mask. So if you go back and watch it, it's all in his eyes and the way his brow sits.
And also, huge shout out to I forget the name of the movie right now, but you'll know. Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen?
call him Michaels?
I call him Michelson.
I call him Mickelson. I'm not going to stop unless he comes to my house. Don't come to my house. He's scary. But the movie where he played No Eye, or One Eye, the
Polar?
No, not Polar. The Viking movie. Do you remember?
King Arthur? He was in King Arthur with Clive Owen.
I know, but it's just because like there's this movie where he plays. I think his name is like One Eye. Through the entire movie, he doesn't talk. The entire movie. It's like I think like he yells at one point at like the very end. I just wish I could remember the name of the movie. Like it's a great movie. He's in so many movies. Why? Why can't he just give you the title of the movie so we can move on? Also, you know, he's gonna be in Fantastic Beasts. That's Grindelwald, so.
Yes.
You cannot stop me, mans. God, I didn't realize he's in so many movies. Valhalla Rising.
Oh, alright, rock and roll. Valhalla.
Valhalla? No?
Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla.
Yep, Valhalla.
You know, right now, all I'm thinking was that.
Oh my god, I was...
I see those commercials with Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yes, and Mark Hamill. Tomato. I started thinking about salmon and pterodactyl. See that right there? If you've watched previous videos, John really doesn't like it when you mispronounce certain words. Well, I do it because it gets a rise out of you. When I know it's salmon, but I say salmon because of the reaction I get. Same thing with pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. Yeah.
It actually all stems from a buddy of mine, and I don't care if he cares if I say his name. His name is Kevin Noel. Okay, and he loves salmon. He loves it. He loves a lot of fish stuff.
I like shrimp.
Shrimp's awesome. But to piss me off, whenever he's around me and he's like, I'm gonna make some salmon. So,
I had in a previous video that it's just, I think it's titled like Stories with John. I think that's what I titled it when I edited it all back together. No. It's in the Nothing But Bloopers. It's in the Nothing But Bloopers video where we're standing, and I'm pumped, and I'm saying I'm pumped. I got my S's and my P's, and then you asked me if I had my lines memorized because we were doing a small little skit, and I said salmon and pterodactyl, and you went for a chair. That was when Jaden was, with us. Although he's doing well for himself, so good for him.
But concerning chairs and Patrick, I've learned not to mess with Patrick when it comes to chairs, because there was an incident that happened at a Whataburger, and that was a complete accident. But I should have been paying attention because I could have died that day.
Never in public.
And you know what? I do want to say though, a huge shout out to Whataburger and the employees for completely giving Patrick new food. Otherwise, I might have died.
Yeah. Well, we didn't need to talk about that. We're good. It's the holidays,
Merry
cool.
Christmas, everybody. I nearly died.
Sorry, I started thinking about times I nearly died, and we don't need to go there.
Merry Christmas.
Do you want to talk about that one obscure show, or do you want to wait till the next video?
Let's do the next video, because that one's it's definitely like completely diverging off topic, and it's that one show. Talking about that one show could probably fill an entire episode. So
Fair enough. All right, so we'll wait till the next show. It is the holidays, so. I had said it before. If this takes time out of your day from the reality of what the world is right now, I really don't want to talk about politics or what's happening in the world right now. There's a lot going on. So if we could take time out of your day, just make you laugh, make you forget about things for a little bit, then that's fantastic. That's what we're here for. I mean, we talked about an episode of Seinfeld, and I could not stop laughing. So if we do that for you, awesome. Give us a like, leave a comment. I'm on Instagram, Marshall's Place. But Merry Christmas. Stay safe.
Happy holidays.
What?
I used to do that to my mom. Because she'd be like doing something and I would walk up to her and I'm like, hey mom, you remember those robotic Santa Clauses? And I walk up and be like, ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, ho ho. She'd get so pissed off.
Were you doing that? Reminding me of another Christmas television episode. Christmas with the Joker. See y'all next time. Okay. Hey guys, we're back. I know it's earlier than another video. No, I gotta try that again. Sooner. Hey